counting down to tip-off between New Richland-H-E-G and Kenyon-Wanamingo. They will battle for the Class 2A championship. Our twin game activities continue here on 45 TV. I'm now joined by Rachel Hawkinson, a physical therapist at Tria Orthopedic Center. Before I get to the questions, I want to point out she was very interested in that last game. She played at Dawson Boyd, so very familiar with that Minnesota team. It'll be fun to see that. We want to talk about ACL knee injuries. We actually may have seen one here at the tournament this year. They're more prevalent in women's basketball. Why is that the case?
Well, basketball is a high-demand sport. There's a lot of running, cutting, jumping involved, so there's a lot of stress to the knee itself. And specifically the ACL, if the knee collapses in or hyperextends, you put a lot of stress to that ACL. And with women tend to be anywhere from 2 to 10 times more likely to tear their ACL. So unfortunately, we see that a lot in women's basketball.
Is there anything you can do ahead of time, maybe in terms of prevention?
At TRIA, what we tend to do is we focus a lot on core stability. The stronger you are in the core, the less stress you tend to put on the knee. And we also focus a lot on agility drills, as well as teaching proper body mechanics for jumping, cutting, running tasks.
And if that doesn't work, is surgery the only option for an ACL injury in a female athlete if one should happen?
In my experience, I see that, yes, a lot of people go on to have surgery, especially if they want to play at that high competitive level. However, not everybody has to. We have what we call our copers. Copers are individuals who have an ACL tear but can function just fine. And sometimes they can go back to high-level sports with maybe just a brace or something for added stability.
Great. They certainly hope that you don't have to use their services, but if you do have an injury like that, Tria Orthopedic Center, a great place to go. Thanks to Rachel and Tria Orthopedic, who are the official team physicians for the Minnesota Timberwolves and Minnesota Lynx. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the tip-off of the Class 2A championship game coming up on 45 TV.
The pregame show is brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com now to view great offers and to find your nearest dealer.
Nice crowd at Williams Arena, game number 2. Much talked about game. And Leah, let's get right to the players that could make a difference in this contest.
Well, this is going to be a great game, and I think we know there's going to be some great scores, a lot of points scored, but it is all about Carlie Wagner. She has been outstanding in her whole career. She can score in so many different ways. She's dynamic. She's broken tons of records. She's quick, and she also gets her team involved, which is absolutely critical in a state championship game. For Kenyon-Wanamingo, the X factor could be Megan Quam. She's a 5'11" junior. She's been good in this tournament, but she has size and strength, so she's going to cause a matchup problem in this game. Her play, her scoring, her ability will all be critical.
All right, those are our players to watch. Brought to you by Education Minnesota. 70,000 educators working together to improve education and help students succeed. Let's go back to Chris Long up on our set here at Williams Arena. Chris?
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Let's get final thoughts from our analysts up here. Marissa Layton, what do you think as we look ahead to this one?
You know, I think a lot of people are expecting Carlie Wagner to do big things. I think a big key to today's game is Paige Overgaard. She does a lot of stuff to keep this team running. Offensive, defensive rebounds.
The only loss Kenyon-Wanamingo has all year was to New Richland-H-E-G. Jenny, what can they do to turn that result this time?
Well, I think they have to use their balanced scoring attack and really look to push the ball up the floor and try to get New Richland, Heartland, Allendale, Geneva off balance.
Yeah, these two teams are 61-1 combined. That one came in their meeting earlier this year. That was won by New Richland-H-E-G, our defending champs. They're trying to make it back-to-back here in Class AA. Marissa, do you expect Carlie Wagner to have any trouble getting through Kenyon-Wanamingo? We were impressed with the defense that the Knights played yesterday against ESCO.
You know, I think the thing I like about her, too, is that she finds a way to get it done. I'm sure she's seen double teams, triple teams, box and ones all season long. So I wouldn't be surprised if, again, today she finds a way.
Let's meet our two Class AA championship contenders with Jane Voss.
Good afternoon and welcome to Championship Saturday at Williams Arena for the 2014 Girls State Basketball Tournament. Let me have your attention as we introduce the starting lineups for this Class 2A State Tournament Championship game between the Section 2 champion with a record of 30-0, the Panthers of New Richland, Heartland, Allendale, Geneva. And the Section 1 champion with a record of 31-1, the Knights of Kenyon-Wanamingo High School. Now let's meet the starting lineups for this championship game, which will be introduced alternately, Starting with the visitors from New Richland-H-E-G. At forward, 5'6", senior 0-0, Hannah Lundberg. For the Knights, at forward, 5'7", senior number 15, Siri Swigum. Playing center for the Panthers at 5'11", senior number 10, Paige Overgaard. And forward for Kenyon-Wanamingo at 6 foot, junior number 24, Brittany Bloom. For New Richland Heartland, Elladell Geneva guard at 5'6", freshman number 1, Maddie Wagner. Playing forward for the Knights at 5'11", junior number 32, Megan Quam. Also a guard for the Panthers at 5'11", senior number 3, Carlie Wagner. For the Knights, also at guard at 5'7", senior number 12, Meg Clark. And at guard, senior at 5'9", number 12, Jade Schultz. Also a senior guard at 5'7" for the Knights, number 13, Audra Clark. The head coach for New Richland, Heartland, Elladell Geneva is John Schultz. And the head coach for Kenyon-Wanamingo is Brett Lurkin. The officials for this game, Kevin Ruin from Brainerd, Terry Eider from Detroit Lakes, and Jim Urzar from Grand Rapids. Okay, Knights and Panthers, let's play basketball.
Welcome to the iconic court here at Williams Arena at the University of Minnesota, where our own Leah V. Olson played here for a number of years as a Golden Gopher, and the kids are back out here, and it's kind of fun to be on the court, particularly for Carlie Wagner and Jade Schultz, who next year will move to the campus and play basketball here.
Yeah, it should be great to watch them all in this game, the biggest game of the season for all of them, the championship game. Boy, they've worked hard to get here.
First shot of the game is going to be short. Rebound hauled down by Kenyon-Wanamingo. The thing that Kenyon-Wanamingo did last night that was so impressive was their defense.
Great defense. You know who else played very well? Number 13, Audra Clark. 9 assists, 0 turnovers. Her head coach told me they need her to be that good today.
Megan Quam underneath the basket all by herself. Takes advantage of it. Carlie Wagner, the talk of girls basketball in the state, to Jade Schultz, and her shot is not good. Now, foul right off the bat. Probably in Paige Overgaard, I'm guessing. We'll wait and see what they give us for an official call down there. That's it.
And the key for Kenyon-Wanamingo as well is going to be defensive rebounding. First, when these teams played before and Kenyon-Wanamingo lost by 7, they held Carlie Wagner to 28 points.
Yeah, that's going to be low output for the year for her.
Exactly.
There's that long baseball pass they love to throw, and Wagner can't hit the layup. Schultz trying to deliver the assist. Won't see that too often. Clark down in a hurry. Kenyon-Wanamingo trying to go down low. It tips off one hand and into the other. That's pretty handy. They got pretty good height down low there in that double post. Rebound. Jade Schultz. There it is again. Wagner again. This time again. Like a replay. And she picks the ball up and puts it in.
And that's what the Knights cannot allow to happen. You can't let them have second and third chances. That's why they talked about defensive rebounding being so big in this game.
Boy, Schultz grabs that rebound. First thing she does is wind up and look down court. And, you know, you got Wagner breaking out. You might as well throw the darn thing. And she does. Saw a lot of that last night, too. And the time the Jade was in there, Kenyon-Wanamingo, good follow. There's who you just talked about, Audra Clark.
Right away, making an impact in this game. I like the way that the Knights are going right down to the post play and just trying to do whatever they can down there. It looks good.
That's Maddie Wagner in the corner over to Jade Schultz. Can't get it. Battle with Maddie Wagner coming up underneath to grab it. And I think she's going to be fouled by Audra Clark. Let's check out the starting lineups brought to you by PolyMet Mining, working on a plan to mine the copper, nickel, and other essential metals to make this broadcast possible. Learn more at PolyMetMining.com. Schultz stripped. Clark on a mission. Down low, too hard. Let's check out the afternoon game plan brought to you by Perkins, putting it all on the table.
Look what Wagner needs to do. She needs to score early and often for the Panthers. And pressure D, the 1-3-1, but you can't have all the falls they had in the semifinals. For the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights, you got to do your inside-outside game and force turnovers.
Maddie Wagner. That's what she did to start the game last night. Well, if you get support for Carlie on the wings, they're going to be pretty tough to contain anybody. But Kenyon-Wanamingo is such a good defensive unit. I mention it because yesterday in the game, as they shot 50% in the game, they held their opponent down at 20, just shy of 23%. So they were really focused on the defense. They just wouldn't let them penetrate, and when they did, they got the arms up. Their defense was spectacular last night.
Well, and I think what we see in these tournament games, that your defense has to be spectacular to get to these games. So you're absolutely right, Dave.
That three is up and in. Meg Clark, little showcase for girls basketball in the state right now. 7-5. The Knights with the lead. The Panthers with the ball. Wagner. Schultz. Cross court. Carlie Wagner picks it up and can't get it and draws a foul. That's what she does so well. Brittany Flom will pick up. Yeah, Brittany Flom.
The Knights working the ball around the court so well. Meg Clark. She had 11 points in the quarterfinals, only 2 in the semis. So her play here, too. I mean, that's the thing about this Knights team. It is all about their balance. Strong defensively, good balanced team, have a little bit of height, so they're a strong team, and that's why they're in this championship game.
Overguard. Wagner alone for 3. And Carlie delivers after the missed free throw. 9-7. The Panthers with the lead. Clark and Clark down there on the corner on the wing, and the shot will not go. So the rebound, battle for it. Flom has it. Another shot by Clark in the corner. Rebound. Still won't drop for the Knights. Carlie Wagner lines it up casually and can't hit it. Foul and a rebound, and this will go on Meg Clark of Kenyon-Wanamingo. We got to like Wagner's delivery, too. She just gets in that spot and got that nice little flick of the wrist. Timeout of the court. Just started. Started out to be a good one.
The first half is brought to you by Touchstone Energy. Together, we save.
Well, welcome back here to Williams Arena. Last night, superstar Carlie Wagner broke the all-time scoring record here at the tournament with 329 points. And last year in the state final, she scored a record 50 that she subsequently broke in the quarters. And when I asked her who she patterns her game after, it's probably not what you think. She said her future Gopher teammate, Rachel Banham. Dave and Leah, to paraphrase her, what she said, Rachel can do such a variety of things, not just one certain thing. She said, I would like to be like her someday, but I have a lot of work to do. That's a pretty humble statement there from one of Minnesota's all-time greats.
There's Rachel right there. Played for that undefeated Lakeville North team. She is one of the better players I think I've ever seen. She's impressive.
Looking forward to seeing them both on this court.
Clark really in trouble down there, and finally a jump ball is called. Possession arrow still in Kenyon-Wanamingo's favor. A lot of basketball yet to come. There's Coach Schultz, Jade's dad, as a matter of fact, and Leah B. Olson down here on the court along with Tori Holt. Upstairs, we got Marissa, Jenny, and Chris. So we got a good coverage for you here all day long and all night long. And hopefully some good games. The last one was the Cinderella story. Maybe not David versus Goliath. I don't know if you can do that anymore with the number of classes, but it was quite a team. Unseeded Winnie Mack wins the state championship.
The defense looks really good from this Panthers team. Nice job trapping, getting to the ball, using their hands.
Foul on the Panthers. They got into a lot of foul trouble earlier in that game last night. This one's on Jade Schultz. Remember, she had 3 right away in the game.
Yeah, and that will be difficult if they get in that situation in this game.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Education Minnesota. 70,000 educators working together to improve education and help students succeed. Kayla Knott into the game as Meg Clark switches spots. Or Marnie Wagner, rather. I've got the Wagner's mixed up there. That's the freshman right there with a bucket just into the game. And now Kenyon-Wanamingo down by 4. Underneath, and just couldn't get the shot off, but there's a whistle and foul. Boy, the last game was fun because they let them play. Man, they were going back and forth. Really well-played game. There weren't a whole lot of whistles, and so far this one started out pretty well.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. The last game had a great flow to it. It just, from beginning to end.
Another foul. Shot is up and in. Let's see. Always steady. Siri Spigum.
Yeah, what a great player she has. I mean, she has just looked tremendous in this tournament.
23 in the quarterfinal, 18 last night. And just steady. Like a rock down there, man. You just can count on her. And she gets that free throw to make it a 1-point game now in favor of the Panthers. Here they come, led by the senior Carlie Wagner, going to the university next year. Little catch over there with her sister, Maddie, down in the corner to Jade Schultz, who's also coming to the U next year. Tipped into Marnie Wagner's hands, as is Maddie. The three-pointer on the way. Not going to go. Rebound. Battle. Kenyon-Wanamingo has it. Audra Clark all over the court. Corner. 3. Too hard. And the Panthers will push it up. Maddie Wagner, the 5'8 freshman, over to her senior sister. And that one's off the numbers.
Good job, good hustle by the Knights, getting those boards defensively, playing strong, but needing to take advantage of every possession on offense.
Good support by both communities out here today. Really nice turnout. Kenyon-Wanamingo and New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva. Everybody here watching this basketball game. Most everybody, I would think. Clark blocked by Overgaard. On the ensuing kerfuffle, a foul called on Audra Clark. And that is number 2 on her.
New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva, they average 80 points a game. So Kenyon-Wanamingo has to figure out a way. They can't go possession with them because they average 62 points a game. So every time they get the ball, go down on the offensive end, they have to figure out how to score.
Wagner going to bring it up very deliberate. There's Jade Schultz. As I mentioned, she as well is going to the U of M as a preferred walk-on. Strong pass to the corner. Wagner lines it up. Give her a little bit of room, and that's what happens. That is Marnie Wagner.
A big shot.
Listen to the joint. Panthers by 4. Whistle and a foul on Wagner. The foul on Marnie Wagner. Yes, those are twins, those freshmen.
Do you know they just flip-flop those twins to start? One game they'll start Marnie, the next game they'll start Maddie. How beautiful that 3 is.
Open look. Kenyon-Wanamingo Saved by Paige Overgaard. Good effort. Shovel out to Maddie Wagner. That's Carlie Wagner there. Schultz, corner three. Yep.
Everyone wants to get involved in this game, and that's a good sign for the Knights.
These teams played earlier this year.
I'm sorry, for the Panthers.
Runner on the baseline. Won't fall. Boardwork. Schultz. Outlet. Carlie Wagner surveys. Sees an opening. Has Overgaard. Assist Wagner. Bucket. Paige Overgaard. A 19-10 lead. And a timeout called for. 8-0 run for NRH-E-G. Time on the court. Back with Championship Saturday on 45 here in a minute. Wagner, long three on the way. It's perfect. A 3-on-2, a 4-on-2. She'll keep it. And that's why.
Wasn't that an amazing moment? Remember, we thought that was a lot when she scored 50?
Yeah.
Now she keeps doing more and more. What a great game, great matchup that was.
The Knight has returned from a short night last night. These teams played last night here at Williams Arena. Again, a number of venues in this year's state tournament. We've had the Target Center. We've had Mariucci Arena. And then everything finishing off with the semis and championship games over here at Williams Arena. There again, Captain America. Kind of. Schultz, long three, sets it up. Not going to go away. Wagner rebound. Wagner to Wagner. Carlie a little bit off here to start the game. Good hustle after the basketball goes out of bounds. It will be awarded to Kenyon-Wanamingo. As Jade Schultz, good look at her. Ran into foul trouble last night. Got three right off the bat. And that really limited her time in that game.
Yeah, I think we were most impressed with her baseball pass that she had a few times in that game connecting with Wagner. Carlie.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's a problem for the Vikings. I hope Matt Castle's watching her pass. Or Christian Ponder, whoever's going to be quarterbacking those Vikings next year. Nice. Looking down low. Oh, getting physical down there, and they're fighting for the basketball. And it's out of bounds. You could see a little push in there, Leah. You've been down there as, you're one of the taller players, and you played low post.
Yeah, post players don't mind a little bit of pushing. You just get used to it down there. Nothing excessive, but, elbow here and there.
Shoving it back out. The Plum. Top. Clark wanted that shot. And Schultz came out on him. One more time, kick it out. That's a good look for the Knights, and it is about as good as you can shoot it. That is Siri Sviggum.
Big shot allows them to get their offensive rhythm going, get the outside shot going, which will hopefully loosen up the inside for them.
Carlie Wagner down to the corner. No shot there for Hannah Lundberg. Wagner deep in the corner. Rebound, Kenyon-Wanamingo. Sviggum, she's impressive. I mean, she's just such a good basketball player. Good calming force here. Gets a rebound, gets everybody settled down a little bit. Come on down with the basketball. Good game here. A lot of energy in the building. Both towns really well represented.
Knights doing a great job with the defensive boards.
Clark shot. No good. Overgaard turns around and puts the ball right into the hands of Savannah Blease, who's waiting for it and ties her up. But the possession arrow in favor of the Panthers. There's some of the crowd that came here. Carlie Wagner, so far in the tournament, 53 in the first game, 41 in the semifinal. And that was the big record-breaking day, too, that we talked about at the top. Nice presentation from Lisa Lissamore of the Minnesota State High School League to Carlie after the game, giving her the game ball from establishing the new scoring record in the state tournament.
Lisa Lissamore, great basketball player from St. Paul Central.
Linda Roberts was on the team, wasn't she? They were together, weren't they?
That's right. And Linda Roberts' banner hangs in Williams Arena.
I was just talking with Linda before the game today. She's here as well. Wasn't Joe Mauer's mom on that team? Teresa, wasn't she on that team?
That is correct.
Yeah, they were loaded, man. (19-13). Kenyon-Wanamingo trying to get some kind of offense cooking here. The three on the way is too hard. Board work stolen. That's a possession arrow in favor of the Knights. Audra Clark will inbound the ball. A couple of substitutions. Meg Clark comes in. Savannah Blease goes out. Also coming back in Swigum and going out is Brittany Flum. In the middle, Clark kicks it out. That three is not going to go though. Rebound. Schultz. She's looking to throw that as soon as she gets that board, and the Knights got back in a hurry.
The Panthers love the baseball pass.
Quick pass, baseline, Overgaard. Can't find it. Panthers by 6. Both teams kind of in a little bit of a lull. A stalemate.
The key though right now, Dave, for Kenyon-Wanamingo is because the Panthers aren't shooting well. You have to take advantage of that.
Swigum. Bounces everywhere except in. Here's a fast break opportunity for the Panthers. Lundberg. Whoa! And you know what? She was almost too far under that basket. I'm not sure she would have gotten the layup up. And then the foul as Meg Clark came storming by to try to get that one. Let's watch it again.
And this is what the Panthers love to do. Push the ball down court quickly.
Did not get much of her, but enough to cause a fall. Lundberg at the free throw line. Hannah, a 5'8" senior, averages 3 points a game. Starts for this team. Opening game to beat Piedmont Lakes 100-68, and there you go. Timeout here at the barn. 2013. NRH-E-G with the lead. Let's look at the afternoon fan cam brought to you by 45 TV. Oh, the signals are out. They're pretty loud, but they were kind of reserved for the old fan cam there.
Yeah, they get a little shy when the camera was on them.
They're saving it. Possession arrow. Panthers. This is for the state title. There it is. The mascot for NRH-E-G.
It's a cool looking Panther. And that guy in the big red outfit, that's cool too.
Well, the Panther and the Knights, I don't know if they've gotten together or not. Yeah, the guy in the big red outfit, I haven't figured it out yet, but I know he's having a good time. Blocking foul. Knights. Speaking of Knights, get your local news, weather, and sports every night on 45 TV. Local news at 9 p.m. right here on 45 TV. And for the latest in high school sports, you can visit prep45.com. A little conversation going on the sideline with Brent Lurkin, the Gustavus grad, 5 years at the helm, 90 wins, and having a little conversation about that particular call. Hoping he can get a charge out of it. Schultz with the fake, moves it in for the short runner.
There's so many options on this Panthers team. So many people who can score the basketball.
22-13. Panthers. Turnover. NRH-E-G. There's John Schultz. John's another one of those Southwest Minnesota State grads. I believe, I'm going to double check this. John Millay and I were shooting the breeze before the game, but I think that's 3 head coaches from that university. That's Wagner. She can slice and dice.
Yeah, that's one of the ways she uses her body so well when she's going in, kind of floating through the lane a little bit.
1 of 2 from the line. As I mentioned, when they beat Pequot Lakes 100-68, that was a record for a day. And then we had that busted by Mankato Loyola and Maranatha Christian Academy when they went to an overtime 93-91 game. Wagner 2 of 4 from the line. Her team back up by 10. Kenyon-Wanamingo out of the Hiawatha Valley Conference, one loss all year, a 7-point loss to the team they're playing right now.
They're down by 10 right now with 5 minutes left to go in this game.
Traveling.
Those turnovers aren't going to help them get back into this game, but as we know, all of these state tournament games have been games of runs.
I don't know where we are on TOs, but I know that last night they only had 12 for the game. Kenyon-Wanamingo did. And that's out of bounds. So we started out red hot, but we slowed down. Taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit here. Waiting for somebody to go on a run.
Well, that happened in our first game of the day as well, Dave. Just kind of came out, both teams were just rolling, and then it kind of hit a slower spot.
Inside, Overgaard has the errant pass. Wagner will take control, and that quick pass down low. Good anticipation by Megan Kwan to get that hand up, because Wagner sees things and can look the other way, gives you a lot of the no-look, the Magic Johnson stuff.
Yeah, we always talk about her great scoring, but the way she disperses the ball to her teammates and just her overall basketball cue. Right there.
Overgaard knows. Always be alert when Wagner's out. There's a 14-3 run in the last 6.5 minutes right here for the Panthers. And a very important three won't go down. Swigum had a good look at it. And again, good-looking shot, just wouldn't stay down for her. Wagner, quick pass to her sister, the three, and Maddie Wagner puts her team up in front by 15, and Brett Lurkin will call a timeout. But when those wings are hitting those threes, and then now you can't really focus on Carlie Wagner, you got to watch everybody else. Schultz has hit him. Maddie Wagner has hit him. Marnie Wagner has hit him.
There's Maddie Wagner right there. Yeah, they become very difficult to guard when all of the different perimeter players are hitting big three-point shots.
I know you're supposed to improve every year as you go through high school. Anyway, what I've been impressed with, even though New Richland, Harlan, Ellendale, Geneva's coming off a state title. I was talking to my buddy Gordy from Faribault about Maddie and Marnie Wagner and how much better they are this year and last year. They were, of course, 8th graders and they played a lot, but they said they just look like they've improved a ton, and they were good last year.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Schultz told me before the game. He said their play in this tournament has really made a huge difference, and he said this is the first year we've seen them really step up to that next level.
Mara Klom with the basketball. Now, Kenyon-Wanamingo has got a pretty impressive team. They just got to get their offense on track a little bit. And they're not going to get Spigham much room, are they? Jump ball, possession arrow. Nice.
Yeah, Carlie Wagner just doing so much for her team, but the part I like are the assists. 4 assists already in this game.
Nice, faking the three. There's a look from the corner. That's one they wanted. Bigum shot not dropping, so bodies do drop, however, after the rebound, and that will go back to the Panthers. Well, they tell you to leave nothing in the locker room, and they're not doing that right now as they go for these rebounds quite hard. Hey, tournament fans, log on now. TheFront45.com. Go to this, the last championship game we had here. The first one today is Winnie Mac wins it, or any of your favorite games. Make the memories of your favorite athlete last a lifetime with your own DVD copy of the Minnesota State High School Tournament presented by 45 TV and Grand Stadium. And that was quite a bracket. Look at Winnie Mac. We talked about the Cinderella story, And it really played out for them in that 61-53 win over the #1 seed in the tournament, Minnesota. The defending state champs, Winnie Mac, came in here. I don't think anybody obviously thought they might do what they did. You might get a win or two, but I don't know if anybody expected 2, much less 3. And they're the state champions for the first time for girls basketball in the history of the school up there. In Winger and Erskine and McIntosh. Carlie Wagner. The last Kenyon-Wanamingo field goal. 9:27 in this game. That's 6 minutes ago.
Yeah, before they head out to the locker room, they have to figure out how to score in this game. That's a good start. I'd love to see them go to Megan Quam as much as possible. 5'11 junior.
And a Stork will pick up the fall for the Panthers. It's a good look at Megan Quam there. She's a 5'11 junior. At 12 points in the semifinal game last night, and the Southpaw puts it through. They get a 31-14 game. Again, they played early in the season. It was a 7-point game. Wagner in the game, 10 points. It's her sister Maddie. That's Jade Schultz. Gonna kind of, well, had a little Hopkins flash there for a minute.
That's right.
Overguard backs it away and shoots it in. On the rebound, another scramble for it, and the possession arrow in favor of Kenyon-Wanamingo, who beat Esco last night. Boy, they were impressive, 60-36. But as we talked earlier, their defense was all over it. They came out of Section 1 with a 4-point win over Plainview Elgin Millville. That was another low-scoring contest, 46-42 to get here to the tourney at Williams Arena.
You can see Kenyon-Wanamingo, their offense is spread out.
Foul inside. Well, at this point, NRH-E-G can play just a little looser, Leah, because last night this time, you know, they have 4 of their 5 starters with 3 fouls.
Yeah, they really got hurt in fouls last night quickly, too. It was right away in that game.
Megan Quam.
A nice job stopping the clock, getting some points up with free throws. See if they can build a lead up before they head into the locker room.
A little wrap on that left knee. And as a free throw shooter, she's 70% in this game so far. 131-17 is our score. A couple of subs coming in here now for Kenyon-Wanamingo. That is Emily Ashland, the junior, just came into the game. There's a good look at Brent Lurkin, the head coach. Done a great job with the squad. Inbound pass, Wagner to Wagner. And Wagner's beating the defender. Is going to take it all the way in, laid up, and too hard off the glass. Battle for the board, but boy, got right into traffic, and Carlie Wagner was waiting for it. You always got to grab that board and just fire it off to the outlet right away, don't you? The way these two teams attack after a rebound.
Well, and you realize just how strong Carlie Wagner is when you see her in that position. 1, when she comes through the lane like that, but 2, when she tears a board out of someone's hand.
Backs it up, and she'll shoot the 3. Not going to go. Rebound, fighting for it. Wow, Lundberg just dishes it to Wagner, and that's Maddie. She's got 8. 33-17.
You're really seeing right now, like the high school game right now is all about the 3-point shots.
Yeah, if you've got 2 good 3-point shooters, but when you got 3 or 4.
Yep, that's what they all love to shoot.
But look at how Wagner shot. That was Maddie that time. As soon as they rebounded, she was halfway down the court already looking for the fast break. Didn't have it there. Wagner, a little cross-handed dribble, and then again another dish. Page Overguard.
And that's when I think the Panthers offense looks the best, when they're pushing the ball, when they're fast and dishing the ball to each other.
Boy, everybody in the talking before the game, the people that I was talking with, thinking she's the last one to make a field goal for him. Trying the other side. They just cannot I mean, there's a cover on that side.
Yeah, they're going to have to step away from that outside shot until they can establish a inside presence.
But nobody expected this 18-point swing. I mean, we know how good the Wagners are and the entire team, but I don't think anybody was estimating this, especially judging by the first game of the year. I mean, the time they played before, rather. Wagner's three, that's off. And she's actually a little cold on her 3 points.
Yes, she is.
If she's cold and you're up by 18, that's a good day.
Exactly.
Covered up by Mara Kwon. Can't get the shot to drop. And on the rebound, we got another jump ball. This time it'll go back to the Knights. At Williams Arena, this is for the state 2A title. One in the books, you just saw it. Winnie Mac beating a great Minnesota team. Minnesota coming in at number 2 in the polls, number 1 in the seeding. Man, oh man, there's the story of the game right there. Well, out to change that number was Emily Ashland. We're down to the final 30. Wagner, tough spot. Volleyball game. One-on-one. Kwon dishes. Open look. And a hard fall to the court for Hannah Lundberg. Get some help to come up, and there was a foul on that play. 12 seconds to go. The Panthers really coming out, the defending state champs, and overpowering Kenyon-Wanamingo right now.
Yeah, they really are, and the Knights just can't get anything to go in right now. A lot of shots put up. The shooting percentage just struggling on that.
John Schultz, 11 years, 225 victories. Lundberg's free throw. But you know what was interesting about that? She didn't watch herself miss. As soon as she shot, after she saw bounces, she wanted to try to see if she could get a rebound. Got them both. She's 3 of 4. And Lundberg will go out. And in for her is Marnie Wagner, the 5'6" freshman, the twin of Maddie. 37-19. They'll let that ball roll up. Wait till the clock. Touch it to get the clock going here at 12.1.
Everyone who is in the game right now for the Panthers has at least 5 points. So that tells you that the balanced scoring attack makes it really difficult.
Wagner from half court. And that will end the first half. And New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva has put on a pretty dominating performance to start this 2A championship game. We're going to go down to the sideline with John Schultz and our own T-man, Torrey Holt.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, Carlie Wagner right now struggling a bit from the field, but the rest of the team on fire right now. How overlooked does sometimes the rest of the squad get?
They're always overlooked until you get a situation like this. We've had a game earlier this year where she sat for 12 minutes. We beat Washburn. That was one time people realized how good the rest of the team is, and they're doing it for us right now.
18-point lead heading into the second half. What's it going to take to get it done and repeat as champions?
Well, we got to make sure we don't put them on the foul line and give up threes. You know, we want to continue to do what we're doing with our trap. We think we got them flustered. We just can't get into foul trouble.
Lastly, just one more half in the career of Carlie Wagner. What's it like to have a once-in-a-lifetime player like her?
You try to relish every moment that you can because you're never going to see another one like it.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, John Schultz right there.
The Southwest Minnesota State grad, as we get the kids are coming in here to receive some awards and get some much-deserved recognition. So let's go over to Jane Voss as she makes the presentations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's celebration time. Today's celebration honors the 2014 Excel Award winners. The Minnesota State High School League is proud to recognize these students who are leaders in their school and who work voluntarily in their community helping others. The Excel Award program began in 1996. Award recipients are selected through a multi-level process that involves league member schools and an independent panel of judges from schools throughout Minnesota. Close to 4,000 students have been recognized with this award. 278 students were nominated alone by their schools this year. Presenting the Excel Awards at Center Court are members of the Board of Directors from the Minnesota State High School League, President John Heyman from Underwood, Steve Eklund from Bram, and Scott McCready from St. Charles. They will be assisted by Lisa Lissamore, Tournament Director and Associate Director of the Minnesota State High School League. And now, the 2014 Excel Award winners. Thomas Bow from Tartan High School in Oakdale. Nicholas Battis from Mound Westonka High School. Kyle Becker from Pierce High School. Ethan Barobi, Park High School in Cottage Grove. Tanner Bina from Ely. Emma Crane, Elk River. Samuel Olofsson, Hutchinson High School. Hunter Fick, Ashby High School. Emily Frederick, Brandon Evansville High School. Amy Gustafson from Deer River High School. Paige Hildebrandt from Waseca. Cassandra Hook from Tracy Area High School. Maxwell Jacobson from Alexandria High School. Elizabeth Johnson, Spring Grove High School. Megan Kimmel, Park of Cottage Grove High School. Jake Langley from New Richland, Portland, Ellendale, Geneva High School. Alexis Lansake from Hutchinson High School. Andrew Morgenstern from Eastview High School in Apple Valley. Anna Fearman from Watertown Mayer High School. Ellen Purdy from St. Paul Como Park High School. Ryan Richelson from Providence Academy in Plymouth. Brandon Schmidt from Jackson County Central. William Schroeder from Brandon Evansville. Ann Schwartz from New Ulm Cathedral. Congratulations. Harrison Speltz, Spring Grove High School. Dawn Swartz from Pillager. Congratulations. Michael Thompson from Tri-County High School in Carlstead. Laura Trums from Janesville Waldorf Pemberton High School. And Madison Kuczynski from Badger High School. Also selected as XL Award winners but unable to be with us today are Matthew Bjork from LeSueur, Lindsay Martins from Sartell St. Stephen, and Emma Stotts from Minneapolis Washburn. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2014 Excel Award winners, please join the league in congratulating these outstanding individuals for their leadership in community service.
Some of the best and brightest students we have in the state of Minnesota. Congratulations to them. We'll continue halftime after this. New Richland-H-E-G up on Kenyon-Wanamingo on halftime 37-92.
Halftime is brought to you by Tria Orthopedic Center, bringing innovation to patient care for extraordinary results.
Greetings things back here at Williams Arena. We're at halftime of the Class 2A state championship game. I'm Tori Holt. I'm joined by our XL Award winners, which recognizes high school juniors for excellence in the community service and leadership. Right now I'm with Ethan Berube of Park Cottage Grove and Paige Hildebrand of Waseca High School. And Ethan, you just won the XL Award. Congratulations first off on that. But what does an award like this mean to you?
I mean, you work so hard at school and to do your best at it, do your best outside of school, help people, and you don't need anything in return, but this is just so gratifying to know that there's an organization like the XL Award out there to, you know, have you receive this award to let you know that what you're doing is being noticed, and that's the coolest thing out there.
Well, absolutely. Congratulations. Plus, you're very sharp dressed. I think a little bit better than I am as well.
Thank you very much.
Paige, how about you? What does this mean to you?
You know, when you talk about the wide scope of applications and nominations, it's really an honor to be chosen as one of the top juniors in the state of Minnesota. I know personally that some of my best friends could have been well qualified for this as well. So it's just a great honor to be recognized at the state level.
Congratulations to you as well, and we appreciate you stopping by. Hold up the award, the XL Award winners for 2014. That's Ethan Berube of Park Cottage Grove, Paige Hildebrand of Waseca High School. We'll take a timeout. Be right back here to Williams Arena.
New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva leading Kenyon-Wanamingo 37-19 as the Panthers trying to defend their Class 2A title here at Williams Arena. Thanks for watching here on 45 TV. Chris Long rejoined by Jenny Johnson and Marissa Layton. Jenny, your thoughts on the first half? Kenyon-Wanamingo just could not hit shots.
No, and I think Kenyon-Wanamingo is relying too much on a three-point shot. And I would say that generally throughout the whole course of the tournament, girls basketball right now is really emphasizing the three-point shot when I feel like they could go in the paint and get an easier bucket.
2 for 15 they were in the first half on their three-point shots. Meanwhile, Panthers are showing us something. They can get it done. They have a big lead, and Carlie Wagner's having a bad night shooting.
You know, I think they have to feel good about the fact that Carlie Wagner is 3 for 14 from the field. She does have 5 assists. She's distributing the basketball to her teammates. You heard Coach John Schultz talk about how the rest of this starting lineup doesn't get the credit that they deserve.
Neither team shooting well, but New Richland doing a great job cleaning up the rebounds. 4 players with 4 or more rebounds. Let's show you the first half highlights. It does start out with Carlie Wagner. She did 10 points, 5 assists. That's not a bad first half, and we're calling it an off night, Marissa.
Yeah, you know, anytime you shoot 3 for 14 from the field, it feels like you're having a rough night. But again, she's doing so much more to get her teammates involved. And again, you have to talk about her twin sisters who are just 9th graders and the impact they're making both offensively and defensively with this team.
Carlie to Jade Schultz there, 2 future Gophers on that play. Meanwhile, Kenyon-Wanamingo, Megan Quam, Siri Swigum on these shots, but just a very tough 6 for 26 shooting half, Jenny, in the first half for the Knights.
Well, and Megan Quam is the player I think they could look to go inside to more.
Statistics at halftime here brought to you by umcrookston.edu, and it's just all about field goal percentage. One other one to note, turnovers, 12-4. Kenyon-Wanamingo committing 12 of them, Marissa, and the points off turnovers, just shutout.
Yeah, you know, it feels like New Richland-H-E-G isn't shooting the ball all that well, and then you look at Kenyon-Wanamingo, they've held them to 23% from the field.
All right, New Richland-H-E-G halfway to a title defense. Kenyon-Wanamingo going to try to shoot their way back into this game as we count down toward the second half. Now we're going to learn from more from the specialists at Trio Orthopedic Center, helping you make your move toward a healthier, active lifestyle.
Welcome back to Williams Arena here on the campus of the University of Minnesota. Coach, down right now 18 points, heading into the second half. What was the talk in the locker room?
We just talked about staying positive. We like the shots that we got offensively. We just weren't able to knock them down. And so I think if we stay confident, we'll come out and shoot a lot better the second half.
All right, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yep, Dave?
Yeah, there was a lid on that basket down there. And then one thing against this Panther team, you just cannot give them an opportunity to score. And it was really interesting as we were talking about at halftime about Carlie Wagner really having an off shooting half. And it didn't matter because she was getting assists, but everybody else was doing their job. And they did not have foul trouble tonight like they did last night.
Right. You're right about that. Everyone else is doing their job, participating. They're getting the ball. They're working the ball around well. We're all looking at Carlie Wagner because of what she means to girls basketball, and she's such a great scorer and all those things, but we really need to look at the whole team and what they're doing, and it's been a great team effort on their part.
Conversations are over. Time to play ball. in half number 2 from the state AA championship. We've crowned one, and it was just a really neat story. The team that was unseeded winning it all in Winnemac. And what a performance by them today as they get ready for about a 6-7 hour bus ride back home.
I'm sure a lot of coaches will be using that for motivation as many more unseeded teams come through here.
Yeah, they really came in and did a job, and it's fun because you get to see players that you haven't seen all year. You have no idea, and they come in here and just put on a show. Wagner will line up the 3 to start the second half, and on the rebound, her sister had it. Ball is out of bounds off of the Panthers, and Knights will get it back.
Let's see what Kenyon-Wanamingo can do. Hopefully here on the offensive end, they can get some flow going, hit some shots.
Megan Kwam, their leading scorer, with 8 points in the first half. She's down low. That's her down there trying to get it to her. Inside the lane, trying to twist, and she is fouled by Paige Overgaard.
And that's all right. I'm sure she doesn't like that, but as long as she can get the ball down there and take fouls, get shots, and eventually get to the free throw line.
Kwam in the corner trying to run that baseline, kicks it back out right on the edge of the court. Clark, good fake. No shot, though. Cross court, and this ball's going to be close to sailing out of bounds, but Carlie Wagner's there to retrieve it. She's so quick and smooth to the hoop. And she's got 12. Every point she gets, she just adds to her state tournament scoring record.
And I remember when she was in that championship game, we saw a little flashback with Dahlman when they were going back and forth with each other. You saw her going into the basket a lot more, laying it in just like we saw right now. Wagner has so many different ways to score the ball.
That's where the defense played well right there. Jade Schultz kind of taking a look at everything. Back to Wagner off of the pick. The 3 sets it up and can't hit it. Rebound. Hauled down by Maddie Wagner, who dishes it out to her sister, but a foul was called, and Maddie was one that was bumped. I don't think there'll be a shot here. They'll inbound the pass. 16:43 to go. AA championship, Williams Arena, University of Minnesota, and right across the street is the swimming and diving NCAA championships going on. Missy Franklin and Rachel Bootsma from Eden Prairie is an Olympian as well, is over there. Shot from the corner, too hard, but look at that. Bounces out, and 2 Wagners going after it. Carlie ends up with it. Shovel pass underneath the Schultz. The fadeaway won't go. And then on the other side, Wagner can't hit it. Notice get the rebound again. Lundberg, everybody's touching the ball. Schultz for 3. And now a whistle and too much contact underneath. And this will be on number 10, Paige Overgaard. She quickly has got her 3rd foul.
And although I know the Knights are getting tired out there, you still have to get down there and rebound that ball, block someone out, and really get positioning on this Panthers team.
2-point scored in the second half off the hands of Carlie Wagner. Now they go low post. There's that shot that you wanted inside, and a foul is called.
I like to see them chipping away at this lead by starting inside and see if you can get that defense to collapse down a little bit.
Hannah Lundberg picks up the personal foul, her first of the game. Kick it way out to the top in the hands of Mara Kwam, and then down to the corner, trying to get a shot off there. Again, blocked off and stolen again. Wagner had it. The Wagners bump into each other, and that results in a lost ball. It'll go right back to the Knights.
Everyone's so eager to get that fast break rolling.
Coming back into the game will be Marnie Wagner, and going out will be Paige Overgaard. Paige with 3 fouls as she takes a seat on the bench. This is for the state championship. AA, the defending state champs are out there. The Panthers and Kenyon-Wanamingo trying to make a run right here with the basketball. They need to get points. Swigum, free throw line, unselfishly gives it up. Turnover. Carlie Wagner, baseline jumper, misses. Well, she's cold tonight. Jade Schultz. Whoa. Rocket pass hits the rim and goes out of bounds. Her teammates telling her to shoot it.
Well, there have been some opportunities here for Kenyon-Wanamingo to start working their way into it, but they have got to score the ball. Oh, that's a travel.
Well, you got to have a short memory, don't you? Just go down and forget about it and learn from whatever you did, but then no time to hang your head.
Yeah, and it's tough in a big game like this.
Quick timeout. 39-19. I don't imagine anybody really imagined that kind of score here, especially since they played to a 7-point difference in the first game that they met this year. That's the only loss all year, by the way, for Kenyon-Wanamingo. That's the only game they lost. That's coming up tonight. Should be a beauty. There's some athletes in these games this evening, no doubt about that.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this Park Center team, this is their first run through the state tournament. They're looking for their first title ever. And McMorris and Hayes, two very special players coming through there. And Eastview, Bloomington Kennedy. Some great athletes on both of those teams. And Tanisha Bell and Wade for Bloomington Kennedy. And Madison Giebert for Eastview.
Coached by her mom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Schultz, this time she will shoot it. Rebound out of bounds. Panthers have it. Yeah, I think if you knew that Carlie Wagner was going to be this cold in this game, you'd think we got a pretty good shot. And all of a sudden you look up the score and you're down by 20.
Well, yeah, and you really realize that in the semifinal game as well, with all of the starters in foul trouble. They were always playing very well in that game. They never lost a step there either.
There's her third three of the game. (42-19). Panthers looking awful good here. Down low.
There you go.
Megan Kwan finally gets her team in the books about 3 minutes into this second half. Wagner down in a hurry. The jumper. Too hard. Kwan, good board work. Quick dish. Clark down court. Mara Kwan with it, looking in the middle. She sees Clark, and she puts up that short 10-footer. And Padra's got 4.
They're giving them some full court pressure here. These are the little runs that can get you back into games. You got to get defensive stops with it. See a little more energy coming into this team.
The twins playing catch over there. The Wagner twins. Marnie and Maddie. That right there is Maddie, the freshman. Big sister for 3. She's feeling it now.
Nothing but net there.
Wow, 45-23 here in the title game. Knights, Clark, inside. You heard Jenny say that's what she wants to see them do more, and that time they take advantage of Megan Klom. Make it a 20-point difference.
Yeah, and she's doing a good job. That ball's coming into her. She's keeping it up high, just laying it in nice when she gets a rebound. She doesn't bring it down too low and let the smaller players get their hands on it.
Carlie, give her enough room. She'll take the shot now. Suddenly, she has found her shot. That's 3 triples right in a row.
There's another very good outside shooter. Just as the Knights are starting to get a flow to their game, Carlie Wagner comes alive.
That's Wagner. And a foul call as she made the drive. Wagner takes us to break. Her team leading by 20 in the state championship game. The second half is brought to you by Catholic United Financial, life insurance, annuities, and retirement products. In this second half, all the scoring for NRH-E-G coming from Carlie Wagner. She has 11 points in the second half. She's doing well, but we go back to last year's state championship game in 2A. It was in Richland. H-E-G going against the Bombers from Graham. Rebecca Dahlman scored 32 points for the Bombers, but she was outdone by the Panthers' Carlie Wagner, who scored 50. That's where Wagner established 5 new tournament records, tied at 6, including most points in a game. And NRH-E-G would win by the final of 60-50 for their first state title. fun game, man. That matchup was unbelievable.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed watching Dahlman all those years, and Carlie Wagner was amazing.
And she's just taken over. It's her gym right now. 50-28. She has all the points in the second half for her Panthers. Clark, the series of passes, gets her open for the 6th point of the game. Stolen. Clark had it. Lost out of bounds as bodies fall, and getting helped up there is Savannah Blease.
You can feel Kenyon-Wanamingo trying their hardest to get back into this thing and working so hard at it, and then they're starting to get a little bit of offensive flow. There's the baseball.
Yeah, fast break. Wagner off of the pass. 2 more. 15 points for her in the last 6 minutes. Nobody else has scored yet in the second half for the Panthers. Jump ball. Oh, wait, the call. One calls a jump, one calls a foul. That foul is on Jade Schultz.
Look what Carlie Wagner has done in this tournament so far. We'll see what she ends up doing, but look at those quarterfinal numbers. 53 points.
Everything's adding up to her career mark. I mean, she got it last night. Schultz, hard pass down low, and then there's Carlie on the layup. Can't get it, but she does draw the foul. That was a good foul, or she had 2 more. This just does not look anything like the team we saw last night for Kenyon-Wanamingo.
Yeah, and you can just see that this Panthers team is just, everything is clicking for them. They're feeling good, defensively strong. Everyone's getting involved, and they're just so good. They've been so good. That's why they haven't lost all season long.
Number 1 in the polls, number 1 seed here. Gopher Conference is where they play, along with Medford and Randolph, United South Central, Blooming Prairie's there, Bethlehem Academy, Waterville, Legion, Morristown. That's a beautiful drive from Faribault over to Mankato on that road, by the way. Very nice. Blooming Prairie, did I mention them? Janesville, Waldorf, Pemberton. Got those nice bins that spell out the town in Janesville when you come driving in from the west to the east. You ever seen that down on 14?
No, that sounds cool, though.
Pretty cool.
Love to see that.
Kenyon-Wanamingo trying to get something cooking, and then go down to that low post again to Megan Quam. She's fouled. She go to the free throw line.
Yep, they just have to keep doing this, and then they can start looking at their 3-point shot again.
5'11", I guess officially got her listed at. And the left-hander from the free throw line tonight is 5 of 5, or this afternoon rather. She averages 8.7 a game. She's leading her team right now with 13. Had a strong tournament, 6 in the first, 12 in the next, 13 so far in this championship game. Good look at the junior from Kenyon-Wanamingo for the Knights. She's back next year. They'll lose to Audra Clark, and they'll lose to Siri Svigum in their starting 5 next year at Kenyon-Wanamingo. And meanwhile, at New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva, they lose Paige Overgaard, Carlie Wagner, and Jade Schultz.
It'll be really interesting to watch them next year. Wow.
In the zone is maybe a little overworked and cliche-ish, but not right now when you're scoring every point in the second half for your team. And you put your team up 56-32. And we talked about short memory. She had that cold first half. You know, don't pout and don't quit shooting, and she has it.
Yeah, that's what great players do. Working at it, and she was going to keep shooting. You could tell that.
A 3 from the other side now by Brittany Flum. That's her second of the game. Here comes some pressure. Wagner eventually ends up with the ball near the half stripe. Gets the pick. Doesn't need much room. Lundberg. Nice dish to Overgaard. Swatted away by Flum. Good save back to Clark. Clark will fire it up.
Ooh, ouch.
He's back up. Knows Clark going over the edge. Wagner hanging in the air. Rebound. Brittany Flum. Outlet. Audra Clark. And it is Meg Clark there taking that three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound underneath Clark. She's really fighting down under the hoop. And then a foul eventually. And going to the free throw line will be Siri Svigum.
Yeah, I mean, you can just sense the Knights are working so hard. They've picked up their intensity, and they're doing everything they can. Just happened to come at the exact same time that Carlie Wagner just got red hot.
Yeah, point totals are not too far apart in the second half. Halftime score was 37-19, so both teams lighten it up a lot more here in the second half. And one more time for Svigum in the game that she has 7. She's had a really strong tournament. Timeout at Williams.
Well, Carlie Wagner a little bit cold in the first half, but this is all the second half. And look at all the work she's doing. Here's one of her beautiful threes that just is all net. It's another one. She's going to try a different spot. Oh, little mid-range game. And then the full court pass and a nice little lay-in. She has come alive in the second half.
Yeah, like in the form of 19 points in about 8 minutes and 1 second. Still a lot of time left in this game. There's Wagner on the inbound pass. Kenyon-Wanamingo will hustle back in a hurry to get back. She just needs a little bit of space. A little catch out on top. Schultz in the corner. Great thing for the Panthers. They had such great team support in the first half, and Carlie wasn't hitting the shots, and they're getting threes from everybody else. That's Maddie Wagner over to Jade Schultz. Jade's going to the U of M next year, too. And the high pass is a little too high.
When she passes that ball, you better be ready, because she's passing it with some strength.
Kenyon-Wanamingo, the Knights, under the direction of Brent Lorcan, a Gustavus grad, representing the Hiawatha Valley Conference. She's hit 2 already, and that one's going to be off Clark. Busting her chops for this team, trying to get something to happen.
She really is.
But no luck there. So the ball goes back to the Panthers, and of course we saw them last time. Wagner put a little spin move on and went down for the fast break. See if we see it again. This time she'll break up. Her sister is down and under the bucket. Maddie, Carlie all the way, and the runner is not going to go this time, but the rebound is hauled down deep in the corner by Svigum. Outlet to Clark. Svigum will line it up. That one might have been partially blocked, but guess who's underneath her again? Megan Quam.
And she's been doing everything possible she can, getting rebounds, working hard. Let's see if she can get some more points in the paint.
Good steal by Mara Quam. The shot won't go for the Knights. So pushed up by Maddie Wagner. It's got a 4-on-2 break. That shot is rejected. And a historic shot blocked. Knights have it. Quam on the outside to go back to Savannah Blees, rather, just came back in the ball game. And Svigum with a good move. Followed by Megan Quam and foul.
Doing all the dirty work down there.
37-19 at halftime, 56-41 here.
Fighting for those rebounds. Yes. Siri Svigum went in. She did have a really nice move, and her teammate is there to bail her out.
10 points for Megan. free throw line. Not a bad day for her, 7 of 7. Here comes Wagner on the inbound pass. She's going to survey everything like she does and put that jumper up. Rebound hauled down by her sister. Carlie wants it back into the lane and just meanders her way to the hoop for another layup.
I think that, to me, is when the Panthers look the best, is when they're pushing the ball down court and then they're attacking the basket like that. It's just...
Foul underneath.
Look at this. Most points scored in a tournament, 245. The old record was Rochester Mayo in 97. So the Panthers, as a team.
Mae Clark is shooting the free throws for the Knights. 11 points in that first quarterfinal victory when they beat Redwood Valley 62-31. The most points they've given up in their last 2 games is 42 to Plainview Elgin Millville. So this is unusual for their defense to see this many points on the board. Wagner on the pass, picked off. We're down to a 15-point lead right now. If they can hit this, fake the 3, shoot the 2. They have been so cold in the first half. They shot 23%. Wagner. Marnie. She has 7 in the game, the freshman. Audra Clark, alley-oop, down low, Quam again, trying to get position. The ball knocked loose by Carlie Wagner. And on the possession arrow, the ball goes back to the Panthers. Nice crowd here this afternoon. Good support. These 2 communities have really come out and loved up their teams, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been great. It feels good in Williams Arena. Nice big crowd supporting everyone. Lots of bands, family, friends.
That was the first point by a play other than Carlie Wagner for NRH-E-G this half. That's 11 minutes of basketball.
That's amazing.
Wagner will back it up now, trying to defend their state championship. She takes a peek, sees where she is. She's going to get used to this court. She'll be here all year next year for the University of Minnesota. They got a good one in that recruit, and there's a bump out on top on Svigum. No shot as of yet, though. In the ball game is Emily Ashland, and a timeout. 60-43. Panthers with the lead. They went all the way this afternoon. $60 for NRH-E-G, 43 for Kenyon-Wanamingo. Tonight's game summary brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com now to view great offers and to find your nearest dealer.
If you're wondering how they got it done, you can see right there the Wagner sisters, in particular Carlie with 31 points. Megan Quam doing her thing as well, trying to get Kenyon-Wanamingo back into this game with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left.
The Wagners playing catch out on top. Maddie, Marnie, and Carlie. Now they'll go low over. Schultz has a look for 3. Rebound Quam. She's been strong in the second half.
Yeah, and in an ordinary game, if they wouldn't have started off so slow with the bad shooting, that we talked about at the top of the game, she could have been the X factor in this thing, and she really has played so well.
She has 19 points in the game. Good look there at John Schultz, the Southwest Minnesota State grad who has been guiding this team. He's got 1 state championship and trying to get a second one, but Megan Quam is doing her darndest to try to stop that from the free throw line. As a team, Kenyon-Wanamingo today, 12 of 13 shooting free throws. So they're having the opportunity. They are taking advantage of it, but they're still down by 16 points. That's the first miss by her. She had hit 8 consecutive. Schultz, Wagner, Carlie Wagner looking for the trap, beats it, pass picked off by Kwon. Clark to the basket. The left-handed runner by Meg.
And what we've seen from Kenyon-Wanamingo in the second half is they stepped away from the three-point line.
That ball's going out of bounds. Not only the length of the court, but it'll be inbounded underneath the Knight basketball hoop. And the crowd from Kenyon-Wanamingo is getting pretty excited because it's down to 14.
John Schultz, head coach, telling everyone to calm down.
Swigum. Blum. She can hit from the outside, too. Swigum, she's fouled. Maddie Wagner. Well, making a bit of a run here now.
Yep, I like the energy that they have brought the Knights to the second half.
Siri with 8 points in the game. She averages almost 17 a game. 23 in the quarters, 18 in the semis. Here today, they've been able to contain her. That's been a key. Down to 13 points. This was well over 20 here just not long ago. Rebound. Who's got it? Scramble for the ball. Panthers hang on to it. I don't know how they came out of there. Now there's another scramble for it. And Wagner almost lost a dribble. Makes a pass to Overgaard. Her shot is not going to go, but she is going to be fouled. You could see John Schultz just, come on. Slow. Yeah, there he is. Putting the hands out. Slow it down.
We're up 60-47. Everyone relax.
Overgaard's first free throw attempt of the afternoon. Brent Lurkin trying to keep his troops fresh, running folks in and out. Yesterday in the game last night, New Richland, Hartland, Ellendale, Geneva had to use their whole bench. That was kind of fun to get everybody got in the game. Head to it.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun to see everybody play, and we really didn't see any changes in the play when he was rotating players in and out.
Quam again, shot is blocked, and a foul.
Well, she's having one of those nights. I mean, Megan Quam averages 9 points on the season. She was 18 in this game.
Well, a great touch at the free throw line. We mentioned she'd hit 8 consecutive free throws, then missed one, and now she's right back at it. Paige Overgaard in foul trouble for the Panthers with 4. Crowd getting a little louder with each point. It's a 19-5 run right now by Kenyon-Wanamingo. The Knights. And a timeout is called for by Coach Schultz. The defending state champs want to talk things over a little bit. How'd they get here? Well, they beat Pequot Lakes, and they followed that up with a win last night over Howard Lake Waverly Winstead. Come in with a 60-game winning streak. And you wouldn't think a 12-point game would get people this loud, but it was over 20 not long ago, Leah.
Right, and we've seen Kenyon-Wanamingo just work their way back into this game. I think this has been a great second half for them. They came in, they started hitting shots, they stepped away from the three-point line, started hitting layups and free throws. That's how they got back into this game.
The biggest lead that NRH-E-G had was 24 points with 11:17 left in the second. At that time, they were ahead 56-32. That's when Wagner was just lighting it up all of a sudden.
Look what the Wagner sisters have done with 46 points. The rest of the team, 15 points. We know the rest of the team can score.
5 minutes on the clock. Overgaard, pass picked off. Good try down underneath by Savannah Blease to try to give it behind her back. Almost made a spectacular play, but stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, what a great hustle.
Wagner with a basketball now. She's got an open look. Keep driving from the free throw line. Rebound. And it's going to be pushed up by the Knights. They got a chance to make it a 10-point game or 9 if they pop the 3 up. Swagum will on the way. Out of bounds. And a hard tumble to the ground. Little sportsmanship there. Got to like that. Savannah Blease. She just got those batteries recharged. She is just all over the map here all of a sudden. 61-49. Jade Schultz looking for the double team and takes a bump. It's a foul on the Knights. Out of the Hiawatha Valley, we talk about Byron, Cannon Falls, Rochester, Lord, Pine Island, Goodhue, Hayfield, Castle, Manorville, Kenyon-Wanamingo, of course, representing the conference quite well. La Crescent, Lake City, Stewartville, Tritons, and Broda Mazeppa. So some really good athletes down in that area. Good schools, great academics. Community support has been fabulous. I'm guessing a few folks from the conference up here watching too. Jade Schultz, the senior, gets her first free throw of the game. There's Dad over there on the sideline. One more time, and 63-49. Here come the Knights, trying to make a run in the final 4.5 minutes. They've been able to kind of cut the gap a little bit. They've had a very strong second half.
And again, there's still time to have patience with this. You don't have to just go for every 3. You still can use the mid-range game. The 2-point game is there. There it is right there.
Reagan. The alertness of Quam to know she had a double team on her and feed it off. Carlie Wagner, guarded by Mara Quam. Doesn't take the screen, instead goes to Overgaard in the corner. Page has got 4 fouls. Wagner to Wagner. Maddie down the corner to Page. This is Hannah Lundberg holding it out on top. Wagner decides to go to the hoop, hangs in the air, and on the missed shot, the rebound hauled down by Kenyon-Wanamingo, and that's a foul on the play. And Audra Clark takes a pretty good tumble.
Yeah, she went flying to the ground.
Coach Lorcan trying to get his team a little hot here. He hit 2 here. He got all of a sudden a 10-point game, which it hasn't been in a long, long time.
Plus free throw right there. Audra Clark, the head coach, told me before the game he thought she was the X factor in this game as well. With Megan Quam.
Less than 8 minutes ago, it was a 24-point lead for the Panthers. Wagner with the rebound. Going to look at a trap, a 3-person trap. She beats it. Overgaard. One more time. 2 times and a foul. Megan Quam with a foul. That's Paige Overgaard. She's a senior, 5'11", 7 points in the game. 4 fouls she's working with.
Not a bad call by Quam. Stops the clock. And Paige Overgaard shoots about 57% from the free throw line.
Timeout. 12-point difference. We're under 3.5 to go for the state title in AA. Play of the game brought to you by Polymet Mining.
Here's Carlie Wagner doing her thing, doing what she does best. If you love the 3-point shot, no one shoots it better.
We've made it plural today. Plays of the game brought to you by Polymet Mining, working on a plan to mine the copper, nickel, and other essential metals that make this broadcast possible. Learn more at polymetmining.com. Well, 64-52. The last time that the Panthers led by 10 was in the first period at the 6-minute mark when it was 23-13. So it's been a while since the Knights have headed down that close. And now they lose the dribble. Wagner with it. Now right back to Quam. Clark. There's a pile up for the boards and pulled down by Quam, and she keeps trying. 1, 2, 3, and now she's fouled.
Gotta love the effort there.
She could cut it to 10.
3 offensive rebounds.
She is 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Jade Schultz is called out. Quam having her best game of the state tournament right now in the championship game. 11 of 12 from the stripe. One more time for the left-hander, and this is that 10-point lead, that psychological 10-point gap. The crowd is getting interested again.
It's all about defensive stops now.
Wagner going to look at a trap.
There it is.
After her sister Marnie, the freshman, she's looking at a trap. Lundberg, Wagner. You see John Schultz raising his hands up over there, making the call. Trapping action at the top. Marnie Wagner. Back to Maddie, her twin sister. High pass to Wagner. Quam is keeping her spot down low defensively, and now a foul call with 2:25 to go. This crowd is getting into it.
And the Kenyon-Wanamingo fans don't like the stalling tactic that the Panthers are using, but both teams would do it at this point in the game.
Marnie Wagner, 7 points in the game. 5'6" freshman. Played in the state championship last year as an 8th grader. Won't get it. Ball out of bounds. And the Knights have it. Chance to get it back to single digits. They'll let that ball take its time getting out to their guards. And Clark all the way across the half line. Meg and Audra Clark, they're both in there right now. Plum can hit the three. They're going to not give her the room to do it. There's a look from the other corner. No shot yet for Clark. This is Audra. Panther defense doing a nice job. Want to limit that shot. There's an open look for three on the way. And a foul. And that's a 3-shot free throw coming up. As Marnie Wagner picks up the foul. And I think she's out of the game.
Wow, that is so big. Kenyon-Wanamingo back in this. Look at this shot. Oh, it's really late. She just kind of backs into her.
Well, maybe that was number 4. The clock had a 4 up there. And apparently that was just number 4. And Clark makes it a 9-point game with 2 minutes and 1 second to go. The last time they played, the Richland Heartland Geneva Ellendale won by 7. This is 3 free throws. Down to 8. Wagner high up in the air. Boy, she was not going to miss that rebound. She's taking it in herself. Nice feed. Lundberg will bring her right back out, and here comes a foul. Hannah Lundberg's a 56% free throw shooter. Today, in this championship game, she is a 75% shooter, 3 of 4.
Nice job by Audra Clark getting the foul as soon as possible.
Been a while since they've scored in 65-56. Knights trying to make a run here with 1:50 to go. Knights have the board. Who's the foul on? It's on Megan Quam. it, you decide. They called an elbow here.
Oh, yeah, that's a foul. This isn't the fall right here. It's the swinging of the elbow right there. She's frustrated. She's put a lot into this game.
Carlie Wagner to Maddie Wagner to Marnie. Maddie. Carlie. Bump. Audra Clark. Well, there's no lack of enthusiasm with the fans here this afternoon. Got 2 more coming up on Championship Saturday after this tonight. Carlie Wagner at the free throw line. That's probably who you put up there. You know, she's only shot. That's only her second free throw the second half, by the way. She's hit 4 threes and 4 two-point field goals in the second half. She's only been to the line twice. 1 of 2. And now 2 of 3. Back to 10. Clark will let it go as long as she can. A long way down the court. Attack mode. Foul. Panthers.
And that's what Kenyon-Wanamingo has done so well in the second half, is get themselves to the free throw line.
No problem for Audra Clark. Audra averages 12 points a game, a little bit below that right now. They all are, except for Megan Klom, who's had a great game. Hard rebound down in the hands of Carlie Wagner. Off to her sister. Here comes the double team. A quick foul. Savannah Blease, the freshman, falls the freshman. So we'll watch Maddie Wagner at the free throw line. 8 points in the game, has not been to the stripe. Season-wise, a 50% free throw shooter.
I think we can see how the rest of this game is going to go. We're going to go back and forth. When Kenyon-Wanamingo comes down, they're going to look to score quickly and foul even quicker.
Missed them both. Coming up on the minute mark here shortly. Swiggum. Plum. Goes. That's a 2-pointer. Quick timeout. Called by Coach Lurkin. And how about this? Down to 7 points with 1:03 to go.
And when you see the type of second half that Kenyon-Wanamingo is having, you just wonder what would have happened if they would have come out playing like that.
Yeah, because at halftime, the score was 37-19.
They couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they had a miserable shooting of 23% in the first half.
Turned the ball over 12 times. The second half, they've stayed very steady. Just came in, sort of working away at the lead, getting the ball down low to Plum in the post.
Marnie Wagner is the only other person beside Carlie that's had a field goal in the second half.
And you can see the Panthers are once again in a little bit of foul trouble.
Jade Schultz is already out, by the way. One of their starters with 5. Well, 1:03 to go. And if you've been watching earlier, you would have never thought you'd seen this game get quite this exciting at the end. But boy, Kenyon-Wanamingo has really hung in there. Wagner in the backcourt now. Off to her sister Maddie. Back to Carlie. Carlie across midcourt. And almost stolen. Got another sense behind a good peripheral vision where she could feel that coming and pulled it in. Back at the free throw line, Maddie Wagner, who had been there twice. You just saw her. She is 0 for 2. 8 points in the game. She came out with a couple of threes right away to start this game.
A very quiet Williams Arena.
The tension of everybody watching. It was like a library in here. I don't mean the bar down there in Dinkytown either.
And you can see the Knights in a bit of foul trouble as well.
Look at the rebound by Lundberg. Impressive. Foul, and that's it for Megan Quam. What a game. What a game for her.
22 points. She did everything possible to will her team back into this game. It was all about rebounds, getting points, playing above her regular season game. Just very impressive to watch Megan Quam, the junior.
In the meantime, Wagner at the free throw line. 3 of 4 from the line in the second half for Carlie Wagner. She has 33 points in the game. Hard to believe that's her lowest output in the tournament, isn't it? Too hard. Knights have it. Time is a precious commodity right now, under 40 seconds. Swigum can't get the shot off. Now she's open.
One more time. Nope.
Wagner, that was a big rebound right there. And she's going to be fouled now with 23.7. Well, how about the game the Knights have made out of this in the second half? The Panther fans. There's John Schultz saying, get back. Everybody get back except Carlie. You can shoot. The rest you get on the other end.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort that Kenyon-Wanamingo put into this second half.
Wagner with her 34th point. She just keeps adding to her state record number in the state tournament. She went over 4,002 last night, so she's what, the 4th player in Minnesota that's done that? Boys and girls? Number 1 on the list, Anders Broman. Number 2, Rebecca Dahlman. Number 3, Kevin Noreen. And then now Carlie Wagner.
Impressive list to be on. It's a nice move. Wow. Audra Clark.
Today's player of the game, brought to you by Perkins, putting it all on the table. Look at the smile on Coach Schultz's face.
Carlie Wagner, something special. 35 points. And it's been such fun to watch her over the years.
10 in the first half only. Yeah, she was instant offense because when Kenyon-Wanamingo came back in the second half, I mean, they were trading basket for basket, but they were trading it with her.
That's exactly right.
Well, now with 17.4, you can see the pressure applied by the Knights. Ball being battled by Hannah Lundberg, the 5'8 senior, playing in her last game as a Panther. Wagner trying to go down, and a foul called, and that was on Mara Quam, but you could see Coach Lurkin thinking that might have been a charge. That's what he was hoping for. And now that's a 5. Let's see. Yeah, that's 5 on Mara. So the 5'6 freshman will go out. She got a lot of hoof time left down there, Kenyon-Wanamingo. Carlie Wagner. Everybody buzzing about her out of the Gopher Conference for a long time. .53 in game 1, 41 in game 2. She's a Golden Gopher next year. Ooh.
So many of these state tournament games we've seen been decided on the free throw line, but we have seen some very, very good free throw shooters in this tournament.
That's Marnie Wagner, who has just balled out. Carlie Wagner has just set the single tourney scoring record of 130 points on that last point. Just so you know, she broke her own record of 129.
She's already breaking her own records.
Audra Clark has put everything she has into this game today. The senior guard. One more time with the free throw line. Now we're down to 8 and still scrambling for that basketball underneath the bucket. Shot is up, won't go. Rebound in the hands of Maddie Wagner. Back-to-back state championship. The repeat from NRH-E-G, New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva. Your AA state champions with a 71-61 victory over Kenyon-Wanamingo. Let's go courtside. PA announcer Jane Voss with the award ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to begin our award ceremony. At this time, we will present the 10-member Wells Fargo All-Tournament team chosen by a panel of coaches of the Girls Basketball Coaches Association. These students have distinguished themselves by their athletic excellence, leadership, team commitment, and exceptional sportsmanship. Presenting the trophies for the Wells Fargo All-Tournament team at center court is Brad Sanford from Wells Fargo, a business and banking relationship manager. He will be assisted by Lisa Lissamore, tournament director and also associate director of the Minnesota State High School League. And now the 2014 Class 2A Girls Basketball All-Tournament team. From Howard Lake Waverly, guard Abby Miller. Today, Abby Miller set a new state tournament record for most three-point field goals made. She made 16 three-pointers during the tournament. From Howard Lake Waverly, forward Gabby Greenhagen. From Esco, guard Bailey Mudik. From Esco, guard Ava Gonczarowski. From Kenyon-Wanamingo, forward Megan Kwam. Also from Kenyon-Wanamingo, forward Siri Swigum. From Kenyon-Wanamingo, forward Brittany Flum. From New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva, guard Maggie Wagner. From New Richland-H-E-G, guard Marnie Wagner. And also from New Richland-H-E-G guard Carlie Wagner. Carlie Wagner has set numerous records in this year's tournament. Top scoring player in the state tournament history with 371 points. And also most points in a single 3-game state tournament, 130 points. And also most points in a single game with 53. Please join Wells Fargo and the Minnesota State High School League in congratulating these members of this Class 2A 2014 All-Tournament team. In tournament action earlier today, the 4th place trophy was awarded to Howard Lake Waverly Winstead High School, and the 3rd place trophy was awarded to Esco High School. At this time, we'd like to present the 2nd place team trophy and medals. These awards will be presented by the members of the League Board of Directors. President John Heyman from Underwood, Tom Gropman from Northfield, Scott McCready from St. Charles, Steve Eklund from Braham, and Mike Kolness from Ada Borup. They will also be assisted by Lisa Lissamore. Silver medals in the Class 2A 2nd place trophy will be awarded to Kenyon-Wanamingo High School. The silver medals will now be presented to each member of the team. Please come forward to receive your medal as your name is announced. Number 1, Courtney Hooglum. Number 2, Kayla Knott. Number 3, Caitlin Knott. Number 4, Gwen Blees. Number 5, Emily Ashland. Number 11, Mara Quam. Number 12, Meg Clark. Number 13, Audra Clark. Number 15, Siri Swigum. Number 23, Savannah Blees. Number 24, Brittany Flum. Number 25, Maddie Enfinson. Number 32, Megan Quam. Number 34, Kaylee Burquam. And number 35, Siri Quam. Student manager, Kelsey Noah. Assistant coach, Jake Weemy. And the head coach of the Kenyon-Wanamingo Knights, Brent Lurkin. And now will the captains of Kenyon-Wanamingo please come forward to receive your 2nd place trophy. The 2014 Minnesota State High School Class 2A Girls Basketball Champion is New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva High School. The gold medals will now be presented to each team member. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your championship trophy. 00, Hannah Lundberg. Number 1, Maddie Wagner. Number 2, Marnie Wagner. Number 3, Carlie Wagner. Number 4, Jade Peterson. Number 5, Gretchen Raymaker. Number 10, Paige Overgaard. Number 11, Anna Stork. Number 12, Jade Schultz. Number 21, Kelly Harrington. Number 25, Kaylee Kammerer. And number 33, Brian Hagan. Student managers, Anna Lundberg. And student manager, Haley Schuler. Assistant coaches, Grant Berg. And assistant coach, Annika Peterson. And the head coach of New Richland-H-E-G, John Schultz. And now will the captains of the Panthers, the 2014 Minnesota State High School Class 2A Championship basketball team. You've got the trophy. Congratulations to both teams.
We have 2 titles decided. We have 2 more to go tonight. And it was an interesting game. Carlie Wagner just putting more numbers on the board for records. She set the single tourney scoring record of 130 when she broke her own mark of 129. We talked earlier about yesterday getting over her 4,000th point. Only second player to surpass 4,000 points in Minnesota girls basketball history. Only the 4th player in the history of basketball boys or girls to surpass 4,000 points. Impressive stuff as they get ready to take their lifelong memory picture here. This one will be around for many years to come.
Yes, you know, she really was everything you thought she was. If you've never seen Carlie Wagner before but have heard about her, to see her in this tournament, you were like, wow, she really is that elite basketball player.
How do you like it back here at Williams Arena?
I think it's great. I love the atmosphere when all the people are in here. It feels crowded. You feel the support. I think it's a great venue for the girls basketball tournament.
Well, the polls are right in this division at AA, number 1 in the state, at least for the top spot. The defending state champs. Earlier we saw Winnie Mac, an unseeded team, win the state title in the A. And here we see the team that was ranked number 1 all year have an undefeated season. That's pretty remarkable in this day and age when you cross with these different classes and tournaments and everything else. I mean, you're going to end up playing different teams and different levels. There's no question about that. So this one's over in the books. And Carlie Wagner gets to come back here at the University of Minnesota with Jade Schultz next year as collegiate players as they enter their freshman year at the University of Minnesota right here in Dinkytown. Well, they're taking some photos, and we're going to, as soon as we get an opportunity, head down to Tori Holt in the sideline. Tori?
Thank you, Dave. We're with Jade Schultz and Carlie Wagner. Pretty incredible, pretty emotional moment right now. Both of you outgoing seniors, but you'll both be back here on this floor next year. I want to start with Jade. Jade, how was this for you, having that ACL injury last year, missing the championship game? What was it like for you to be able to play in this one this year?
It felt amazing. I love being part of the team because you don't take anything for granted anymore because you realize something could just happen so fast, so quick, so you don't take anything for granted. And it was just a dream come true.
Jade, a lot of emotion here. Obviously, this has been such a special ride, but what has it been like to play with Carlie Wagner your entire career here at NRH-E-G?
It's been amazing.
Give you a moment, let you jump in here, Carlie. Carlie, with the game and everything that went on in this one, they wouldn't go away. Just talking about the game for a moment, what was it like for you to be a team leader here, to be able to put this team on your back and try to put them away?
I don't know how to explain it even right now. You know, it was a total team effort win today, and everybody played their hearts out. Even when it got close, we didn't give up, and I couldn't be more proud of everybody.
How about Jade? What's it been like to play with her? What's it going to be like to be able to come here next year and be able to do it all over again?
So exciting, and I'm really happy I got my best friend right next to me and going along with me, you know, and I'm really excited to get here next year. So,
Jade, letting you collect your thoughts here. You're gonna have your mom coaching you in softball in just a ending it now with your dad. What's that been like to have your dad as your head coach for the basketball team?
It's been pretty cool. There's been times where it's been annoying because I've been with him since 3rd grade. But I just went through it, and it's been a good ride.
Congratulations. Last thing here, Carlie. You saw your two sisters. You saw your two sisters get named ahead of you to the all-tournament team, and you knew, obviously, you were going to get named on it. What did that mean to you to be able to do that with your 3 sisters your senior year?
Incredible. I don't think anybody's going to ever have the experience that I've had with my sisters. I couldn't be more proud of them because they honestly deserve to be on that team. They worked incredibly hard and played their hearts out, and I'm so proud of them. Congratulations on the 2 championships, all the records, and it's been a lot of fun covering you here these last 3 years here at the state tournament. Thank you so much. All right, Carlie Wagner walking off the court here, but next year she's going to be right back here, Chris, in the maroon and gold of the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, the emotion of the tournament is just spectacular. We're watching arguably the greatest postseason basketball player the state's ever seen in Carlie Wagner. She and new Richland-H-E-G back-to-back Class AA champs, and credit Kenyon-Wanamingo. What a fight they put up, but it is the Panthers champions of AA. We'll be back on 45 TV.
The postgame show is brought to you by Tria Orthopedic Center, bringing innovation to patient care for extraordinary results.
As dominant a back-to-back stretches you're going to see in 2 years from a team and a player, new Richland-H-E-G back-to-back Class AA champions. They beat Kenyon-Wanamingo 71-61 in the championship. Rejoined now by Jenny Johnson and Marissa Layton. Jenny, we're running out of adjectives for Carlie Wagner and her new Richland team, but give us a couple more.
Yeah, thanks for that, Chris. Actually, I think even watching Carlie Wagner as long as we have, and tonight she probably didn't play her best game, and it's still so darn good. You know, she's just flat out one of the best players we'll ever see here.
Wish I could score 36 on an off day, but that's exactly right. What's your impressions on the Class AA championship game?
I just love what Carlie Wagner has done for high school girls basketball. I'm sure there's some people who tuned in just to watch her play, and that's what it's all about.
And we talk a lot about her. This was a team win. She was not great in the first half, and her team kept them in it and let her blow up in the second half. She ended up scoring their first 21 points of the second half after scoring 10 in the first half. She ends up with 36 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and Jenny, her career state tournament scoring average over 3 years, 41.1 points per game.
I know, it's just unbelievable. That's what a team would average, and here she is an individual doing that.
We look at the statistics, and it really, Kenyon-Wanamingo dug out of a large hole, but still, the three-pointers just never came around for them, shooting 4 of 27. And Marissa, it was a case of just too big of a hole, too early to climb out of.
Yeah, you can tell how this isn't New Richland-H-E-G's first time. They scored 21 points off of turnovers.
All right, we'll set up the last 2 state championship games. We'll have 3A and 4A tonight. We'll tell you all about that coming up on 45 TV. Unseeded Winnie-Mac, champions of Single A, and unstoppable new Richland-H-E-G, champions of AA. We are halfway through Championship Saturday here on 45 TV. Coming up tonight, we'll have Class 3A and Class 4A. Jenny and Class 3A, Park Center and Marshall taking on each other. Give us a little preview here. We'll get into the details before the telecast at 6 o'clock, but give us a taste.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that matchup because it features 2 different styles. One, Park Center really likes the up-tempo game. Marshall, on the other hand, wants to slow it down. So it's kind of the battle of the 2 wills there.
In the nightcap, the top seed Eastview taking on 3C Bloomington Kennedy. Marissa, your thoughts on that one?
You know, Kennedy is athletic, they're strong, they're quick, but Eastview has Madison Giebert, so anything can happen.
Quick break for us. We're going to be back at 6 o'clock with that Class 3A championship game. Class 4A will come right after that. Park Center and Marshall at 6. Eastview and Bloomington Kennedy at 8. Our congratulations to Winnie-Mac and new Richland-H-E-G champions so far here on Championship Saturday at the State Girls Basketball Tournament on 45 TV. We'll see you at 6 o'clock.